Have you created a custom form within STEPS but aren't sure how to publish the form for your students or clinical partners to access? We can help. To get started, we're going to go to Placements by Session. And on the Sessions page, we're going to select Session Setup for the rotation you'd like to add or publish your evaluation for. If this is a form that your students will be completing, the very first thing is to add in a session activities option called Eval Summary. So from that right-hand menu, we'll select Session Activities. And on this page, we want to make sure that Eval Summary is listed as an option. If you do not see that on your list, you'll go ahead and click on Add Activity. And from the form name dropdown, you'll select Eval Summary. Now what Eval Summary is really a folder that will house any custom forms that we've created for your program. So if you only have one, totally fine, that one form will be in this section. But if you have multiple forms, such as a DCE survey, an exit survey, anything of that nature, you'll want to change this form label to additional evaluations or your program's name and then evaluation so they know what will be in this folder. You will then have a section to add in reference documents if you have any, but not required. You can add instructions, and the due date can always be set to the end of the experience. As we add in each individual form, you will be able to set up specific due dates for each of them. You'll go ahead and save and close. And once that's on there, the next step will be to add in the actual evaluations you will use. We'll head on back, so I'm going to click on session information here at the top. And on that to-do list, we're going to go to Evaluation Setup. This page will be blank, but to get started, we're going to click on Assign Form. And then a pop-up will appear that will show you all of the different evaluations that the team has built for you. You'll go ahead and use the open checkboxes to check off the forms that you would like to use. You also have an eye icon here that allows you to view a sample of the form to make sure you're using the correct one, or if you just want to make sure the form looks good after the team has set it up for you. Once you've made your selections, you'll go ahead and save and close. And whatever items you checked off, those will appear now on this list. The next thing will be to add in a publish date and a due date. To do that, we're going to select the green edit pencil here. It'll open up a pop-up where it'll show you the form that you are going to publish. Once you click on this text box to enter in a publish date, a calendar pop-up will appear. We strongly recommend that you use a calendar instead of trying to type out your date here. So you'll go ahead and either, if it's right within the month, you'll go ahead and find your date there. If it's in the coming months, you can quickly switch over by clicking on this arrow. But if it's something that is planned for the next year, you can always select the month and then go through the years. As you select a date, you will then also select the time, and it does go down to the minute here. And you'll do the same with the due date. After you've added in your publish date and your due date, you will then also see a question down here below that asks whether you would like late submissions. You can just set that to yes or no and save and close. If this is a form that your students will be completing, your students will be able to view that form on that published date. However, if this is a form that your clinical partners will have to complete, you do have another step to take when the time comes to receive those responses. So we're going to go back to Placements by Session. And for that rotation, you'll go ahead and click on Post Placement. On the right-hand side of the to-do list here, we're going to scroll on down and we're going to find Evaluation Summary and Evaluation Form Distribution. So these are going to be related to your custom form. So in Evaluation Summary, you can quickly see which forms have been enabled, and you will also see that publish and due date. If you do not see those dates here, you can always click on the edit pencil to make sure that that is up to date and correct. And if we go back a step here, and evaluation form distribution is where you will actually select all of the clinical sites you'd like to notify about your form so that they are able to receive a link to complete that evaluation or form. And that is how you set up your custom forms.